stuck. Oh, I'm stuck. Oh dear, I'm stuck.
Yeah, I got the new moves. Call me a renegade. The one in the lion's cage. Sipping on.
Hey y'all, we're gonna take a bath. The only way I feel you can use this bathtub. Why do I remember ball pits being a lot different? They don't, I'm sitting on them. Oh, let's get all the things we need. Okay, we got a drink. We got a pre-roll raw, or no. We got a raw cone stuffed with AK Critical Mass, my all-time favoriteest strain ever. We have a lighter. We have a Buster packed with cheese. And we have a silicone bong so that I don't break anything. Because I break shit. Let's get comfortable. Oh. Hey, how you doing today? I'm trying to wear it comfortable. Okay, so the reason we're in my bathtub today, being all majestic as fuck, is because, oh my god, this is the girl gonna fall over there. They need to, where do you take them over here? Okay, that's better. Is I needed to get in the right headspace to tell you guys the story time today. So, okay, I'm so uncomfortable. Okay, I feel like I'm better. So I had this neighbor once upon a time. Well, I lived in Amherstburg, Ontario. And I've lived there twice. I like the town. It's a beautiful town, it's safe, it's cute. And I feel like I lived next to the one weird, creepy guy in town. It was a weird situation. My landlords lived on one side, cool people. Held tattoo parties, awesome dudes and woman. Where did you cut? Alright. So, once upon a time, I lived in Amherstburg, Ontario. And in this time while I lived there, I had a neighbor. And we're just gonna call my neighbor Dave. So when Dave introduced himself, he just seemed like a weird older dude who inherited a house. Backstory. This house had been in his family for like generations and generations. I don't know why I just tried to listen to the water. So this house had been in his family for generations, so he inherited it, basically. So he came over and introduced himself, like no big deal. And I kind of got a creepy vibe from him, but whatever. I had just moved in with my boyfriend. So I'm really high and I'm not good at telling stories, so I apologize in advance for the shittiness of the story. So basically, we moved into this house and we had a creepy neighbor. And this neighbor he was in his 50s or 60s. He's an older guy. But he always had guys hanging out in front of his house that were like 25, 26 years old. And they were always sitting there like drinking 40s, whatnot. Like watch it. It always felt like they were like watching this house, like making sure like nothing happened. That's talking a lot with my hand. So I'm gonna put it in the balls. So yeah, and there was always these guys there. And we were the same few dudes, but they were always there, and I don't know, I always thought it was kind of weird that these like 25, 26-year-old guys are hanging out in front of this house with this like 50-year-old dude. So the one day I got home and I was all by myself. I had gone grocery shopping and I'm bringing my groceries in, and he comes over to me and Dave's all like, oh, hey, how are you doing? What are you doing this weekend? And I was like, nothing. Me and my boyfriend are expecting a baby. Halt. I'm pregnant at this point in time. Not visibly pregnant, but I'm pregnant, and I told him I'm pregnant. Remember this. So he asks me what I'm doing this weekend, and I said nothing. Me and my boyfriend are probably just staying home as we just found out we were having a baby. We're really excited, and we're just kind of just starting to plan that. And he says, well, I'm going to this party this weekend, and I'd really like you guys to come. I think you guys would enjoy it. I'm like, well, we don't really party anymore. Like, we kind of stopped doing that now that I'm pregnant. Because, like, I can't drink, I can't smoke, I can't do anything. So he just keeps talking to me about this party. He's not really giving me a lot of details, but he's talking to me about this party. And at this point, my ex sees me, and he comes outside, and he's just like, hey, what's going on? I'm like, hey, I gotta bring these groceries in. Dave wants to talk to us about this party. I've told him that we're probably not gonna be able to go, but whatever. So then they start talking about this party. So I bring all the groceries in. Finally, I go to get my ex, and I have to go to talk to him. I'm gonna say, hey, I'm gonna make lunch, like, let's come in the house. And Dave's just like, well, do you guys want to come? Like, I told your boyfriend about it. Do you want to come? And as he's saying this, one of those young guys starts walking up to the house. And he walks over and starts joining our conversation. And he's just like, what are you guys talking about? Like, what's up? I can't remember exactly what he said. But we were just like, oh, nothing. We're just about to go inside and make lunch. And Dave's like, yeah, I invited them to the party at so-and-so's house. And his friend just starts laughing. And I'm like, alright. I feel like when you tell someone that you've invited someone to a party, or you've invited them anywhere, and that individual starts laughing, it's not a good sign. And like, we weren't going anyways, because like I mentioned, and like my ex had mentioned several times, I'm pregnant and we don't party anymore. Like, we're excited for the baby. It's my first kid. My ex's first kid, like, we're excited. So we just want to hang low. Like, we literally, at this point in time, we had just found out that we were going to have a baby. So, oh, that was weird. Let's just take a minute. Get whatever you're smoking on. Take some fat rips. So this guy starts laughing. And I'm kind of like looking at my ex, and my ex is looking at me. And then he says, well, of course you invited them to this party. It's a drop your key in the dish. You're hoping you can fuck his girlfriend. So my ex kind of looks at them and he's just like, wait a second. You invited me to a fucking swingers party and you didn't tell me it was a fucking swingers party? So yeah, we're just gonna end that story there. We didn't go, obviously. But yeah, that's just the time that my crazy neighbor invited me to a swingers party. Would you like to know more? Comment below, because he got fucking weirder and did weirder shit. And I was only living there for 6 months. He got so weird, we had to move. So yeah, if you'd like to know the ultimate, like, we need to move story, comment below. The octopods have attacked. I love every single one of you guys.
Subscribe
And remember to be amazing in a world full of filth. I sound like I'm drunk. I haven't been drinking. I love you. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. Follow me on Facebook. I don't have Facebook. Follow me on Instagram.